Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Let's jump into today's news. So, the left touts how well the economy is doing, while 800,000 Californians are behind on their rent. Let's pull up this article. It says nearly 800,000 Californians behind on rent with over $5 billion accumulated rental debt. As of early May, more than 768,000 households in California were behind on rent payments, with accumulated rental debt totaling more than $5 billion. California continues to suffer some of the most expensive rent prices in the nation, and local organizers warn that the ending of eviction moratoriums could make the situation worse, put approximately 721,000 children at risk of homelessness. This is so serious. California has, as the article was stating, I know, some of the most expensive rents of any liberal state. This situation isn't limited to the state's largest cities. Even more inland cities like Bakersfield, Fresno, Riverside, and Visalia, once thought to be cheaper options, were compared to the pricier counterparts, are no longer a refuge from California housing's affordability crisis. Average rents in these places have surged as much as 40% in 2020. So if the economy is doing so well, why are nearly 800,000 people behind on their rent? And it could be more at this point. This is also very interesting. New York State Dems ask Brandon to declare emergency as illegals flood New York City. State lawmakers in New York have urged President Brandon to declare a state of emergency as illegals continue to flood New York City. The 54 lawmakers from both House of the New York State Legislature issued the call of July 26 letter. They exhorted the chief executives to make the declaration so illegals can legally work in the country at the cost of taking away jobs from citizens. Democrat Jennifer, don't know her last name, not even going to bother, a member of New York State Assembly, was the letter's foremost sponsor. We are elected officials from NYC requesting your help, the letter stated. Our city is experiencing an unprecedented migrant influx with a surge of asylum seekers arriving here in numbers, never seen before in history. All right, so that there is just one article how a leftist state promoted the welcoming of illegals into the country. And now the backlash is hitting them that there is no more space. Their city is being overturned by this situation. This is off the Zero Hedge. It's just insanity. New Illinois law lets illegal aliens become cops. The new law states that individual against whom immigration action has been deferred by the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services under the federal DACA process is allowed to apply for the position of police officer, deputy sheriff, or special policeman, subject to specific requirements. The legislation was passed in June by the Illinois House and Senate. Meanwhile, in California, Governor signed a bill into last year's which authorizes recently arrived border crossers to become cops. We know that they are lowering their standards. Meanwhile, in California, Governor signed a bill into last year's which authorizes recently arrived border crossers to become cops. We know that they are lowering their standards in this job sector and police American citizens. Now, it's just baffling, right? Illinois Representative Mary MYLAR raged against the new law, tweeting over the weekend at 5 p.m. yesterday when no one was paying attention. Pritzker, probably butchering that, signed a bill to allow illegal immigrants to become police officers, giving non-citizens the power to arrest citizens in our state, adding no sane state would allow foreign nationals to arrest their citizens. This is madness, right? You can't make this stuff up. This is seriously like the worst Twilight episode ever. Except, at least with Twilight Zone, it made sense. And there was an ending. This is ongoing. And it has no, well, we know the meaning. But people who are breaking the law by their presence here can now arrest American citizens. You know, the other blue states are watching and getting ready to implement the idea as soon as they can, Miller continued. New York City, right? Let's go back into time. Biden's Operation Border Policies create Depression-era Hooverville in New York Central Park. The Depression-era shantytown known as Hoovervilles are about to make a triumphant return back to the middle of New York Central Park. Amid a relentless influx of illegal migrants that has exposed liberal NIMBY hypocrisy in the quote-unquote sanctuary city that New York, Bloomberg reports that officials are considering housing migrants in Manhattan's Central Park and Brooklyn Prospect Park as part of a plan to find new sites for some of the more than 95,000 asylum seekers who have arrived in the past 15 months. Well, now they don't want them there. Well, everything is on the table, Deputy Mayor for Health and Human Services Ann Williams said Wednesday at a press conference when asked about housing migrants in city parks. The sites are among 3,000 locations in the city's reviewing, she said. All these articles will be listed in the description box for your information, and all my information, other channels is there as well. So, you know, when we look at almost 1 million residents in California, and these are probably only the ones that are documented, that they know of per se, behind on their rent. How many is behind on their mortgage? So, you know, when we look into these economic woes of life, we understand that going forward into 2024, the United States is not looking good. And also, you know, this is only the second time in history that our credit rating has fallen. That is, you know, it's like a standard that a country adheres to, you know, equality. And right now there is nothing quality about our country. Sadly to say, there are good, honest, decent people here. But, you know, we right now are being run by, you know what I mean. I have to be very, very careful of my words since my last video was removed. I did start a Patreon. I put it at the lowest tier. If you are interested, I will be over there. Going to be doing lives and just a way that maybe I can talk more freely on there. I don't know. That information is down in the description box if you're interested. Obviously, at this point, you just don't know what to do with the censorship because it's so real. I have so much more to say, and I find myself just biting my tongue, you know, because I want to speak openly, honestly, and truthfully, and I just feel that's what God put into my heart. If I can wake one person up, then it's so worth it. But again, you know, until something changes, the censorship is so terrible on YouTube, which is very sad. I am a long-time content creator. This channel is not my first channel that I ever had. I had a very successful beauty fashion channel from 2010, and I deleted it during 2022, right before I made this channel, and I did not give my beauty community, fashion community, you know, indication that I was starting this channel. I'm starting literally from scratch again because I feel that, you know, beauty, fashion, that's one thing, but right now our economy, our whole world is crashing down, and I don't think that's a necessity anymore, and that doesn't resonate with me anymore. Yes, I still love beauty items. I'm a girl and I love fashion, but right now we have more serious problems, and it's time to, you know, become a patriot and do what's right. So anyway, everybody, I'm not going to keep you any longer than I have. I'm at 11 minutes. I still have to do my work for the day. And I just wanted to say, I hope everyone goes into their weeks, you know, the rest of their week, having a good week. Make sure you do stay safe out there because, as we always say, crime is up. People are not mentally stable. And, you know, I don't know, is it the fentanyl? Can I even say that word? I don't even know anymore what you can say and what you can't say. But is it the drugs, you know, the paraphernalia? I'm trying to get all words in because I don't know. You know, or is it just, you know, none of the above, and these people just have it in them to want to do bad things. I think that's more the truth. You know, people still know to some degree right and wrong. So anyway, you know, I just gonna wish all of you well, and until my next video, stay safe everyone. Take care. God bless.